LeBron James with the Jay-Z quote. He goes to his Instagram stories and says, I'm supposed to be number one on everybody's list. We'll see what happens when I no longer exist. Man, this. What more can I say? Hey, and by the way, I ain't even gonna cap to y'all, bro. That's one of Jay-Z's most fire songs of all time. The Black Album, one of the greatest. That last verse, like, he went off on that last verse, bro. I always tell people the Black Album and the Blueprint, the greatest Jay-Z albums of all time. When that last verse, he be like, young, over to God, nigga, blasphemy. I'm in the Trump International, ask for me. I ain't never scared. I'm everywhere, you ain't never there. Nigga, why would I ever care? Pound for pound, I'm the best to ever come around here, excluding nobody. Look what I embody. The mind of a hustler, I really ran the streets. A CEO's plan, that marketing plan was me. And no, I ain't get shut up a whole bunch of times and make up in a whole bunch of lines. And I ain't animated like say a Busta Rhyme. But the real, you get when you bust down my rhymes. Add that to the fact I went that a bunch of times. Times that my mind influence on pop culture. I'm supposed to be number one on everybody's list. We'll see what happens when I no longer exist. But the one thing, LeBron, you are not Jay-Z. You are not Jay-Z. The only equivalent to me is of Jay-Z is Michael Jordan. That's the closest comparison. Jay-Z to me is the basketball version of Michael Jordan, or if you want to say Tupac. But other than that, you're not him. The fact that he's even mentioning this, he's bringing this up, it goes to show you that he's worried at the fact that he's not at the top of everybody's list. See, if you notice, Bron sexuals, only the Bron fans or the casual basketball fans that don't care about the nuance of the game, only they bring up LeBron James in the top 5. And they are the only ones that get offended if you don't put him in the top 5. If somebody don't put Kobe in the top 5, they say he top 10, I'd be like, man, like, okay. Of course, Kobe should be higher than LeBron, or, you know, he should get more considerations for top 5 over LeBron James. Like, to say that LeBron is second to Jordan is crazy. Like, but like I said, the fact that he mentioned it goes to show you that he cares a lot. We don't take LeBron in the top 5 seriously, top 10 seriously. You think Jordan worried about being at the top of everybody's list? He knows he's there. You think that Kobe gotta say, or, you know, Bird or Magic or Wilt or Russell, Kareem, you think they gotta say, I should be at the top of everybody's list? They don't have to say that because they already know that common sense, like everybody's going to have them at the top of their list. The fact that he's mentioning this, that he's bringing it up, it goes to show you that he knows that he's not the top of everybody's list, and he wants to be. See, the problem is LeBron James has just got swept, and the masses, they've moved on. They've moved on. You got swept on the world stage, and now nobody talking about you no more. They don't care about you no more. You know that the Celtics are hours away from pulling off an 0-3 comeback, and you wanted that to be you because you think that's about to erase when you pulled off that 3-1 comeback. What happened in the NBA Finals when they suspended Draymond Green, when they fouled Steph Curry out of the game. See, they're not doing that for the Miami Heat. To the world, we all know this is scripted. We all know that this is rigged. But to the world, it's going to look like they beat the Miami Heat at full strength. Their best player was still playing. The song that you need to quote is Nas' Ether. Ether yourself. Write a diss track to yourself. That would be lovely, beautiful. Be like LeBron, you so like ether, teach you the king, you know you God's on across the belly, lose, I prove you lost, brace yourself for the main event. I patiently waiting, it's like an AIDS test, what's the results, not positive, who's the best, Jordan, Kobe, Braun, ain't no best, no doubt, lost out, greedy, I embrace y'all with napalm blows up, no gut, left chest, face gone, how can I be garbage, semi-autos at your college, burning at the side of your dome, I'm out of my phone, I got this, lock since 9-1, I am the truest, name a rapper that I ain't influenced, that's what you need to do, ether yourself, and when you don't exist, and this is why I always explain to people, this is LeBron's fear of walking away from the sport of basketball. LeBron understands that his name, it doesn't carry weight. It's not real. It's authentic. He's a manufactured puppet. He's had the machine behind him pushing him. So as long as they keep his name in the headlines, as long as he can pay people, it's like he's paying for respect. And this goes to show you that deep down, he wants the respect of diehard basketball fans. He see the love and the respect that Kobe Bryant get from not just Laker fans, but bruh, it's a clip, as I said. If y'all go back and watch that NBA Top 75 ceremony that they did in Cleveland, Michael Jordan came out last. They saved the best for last. When Michael Jordan walked in, I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Like, when Michael Jordan walked in, bruh, the crowd, like, you can hear it through the screen how loud they were. When they called Kobe Bryant name, you can hear the cheers so loud. They showed Kobe so much love, bruh. But when LeBron walked in his own home city, the place that he come from, they didn't give him as much praise and they didn't show him that much respect, that much love. He would never be loved and adored like Kobe, bruh. It's just a different level. I was watching the Allen Iverson interview the other day, and, he was having a heart-to-heart about Kobe Bryant. And, he was explaining how Kobe was different than he was. Kobe was a different type of killer. He was a different type of assassin. But real assassin recognize assassin. A sniper can recognize a sniper. People say, man, I didn't know that AI and Kobe were that close, but they weren't that close. It's just that Allen Iverson pushed Kobe Bryant. He's seen what Allen Iverson was. I don't even think AI understand the magnitude of influence that he had during his time. I didn't like Allen Iverson growing up. I didn't like nobody. I didn't like Tracy McGrady. I didn't like other players. The reason I didn't like these other players is because I was so caught up on Kobe. I never witnessed nobody that dedicated and cared that much about the sport. He was driven by basketball. That's all he knew. So seeing him put in the work, the footwork, that much attention to detail, the grind, the blood, sweat, and tears, like perfecting every move, it made me want to, not even in that field, but in basketball, but it just showed me that whatever profession that you decide to take serious, if you go hard like Kobe, you could get to the next level. Even if you work a regular job, you put in overtime, you put in the work, you're going to see the results. And all Kobe knew was basketball. So seeing that, bro, it made me, I couldn't, especially LeBron. I didn't like LeBron. I still don't like him. Because I seen what Kobe, the results of what Kobe, the work that he was putting in on the floor. I seen the tough shots. So when LeBron James would get these MVPs, get all these awards, and, he was pampered and, he was coddled by the league. When I seen that, it made me lose respect for just life in general, because it's like they're giving participation awards and giving the people the respect that cheat the game. He'll never get that love and that respect from real diehard fans. To have multiple super teams and only have 4 championships to show for it is crazy. To never three-peat on super teams is crazy. To have all that talent. They literally say that when Michael Jordan went up against the Utah Jazz, they were too old. But they don't even talk about how when LeBron James faced the Spurs and lost, when he played for Miami, on a super team, by the way, the Spurs were old. Tim Duncan was 38. Manu Ginobili was like 35. Tony Parker was 32. The youngest player they had was Kawhi. You got locked up by a young, inexperienced player at that level. You already won 2 championships. And that's the facts. His fans ignore facts, bruh. But they won't matter at the end of the day, because it's going to be another young player that come along that's going to have the stats, because they base everything according to stats. The Bronsexuals, the LBJTQ base everything according to stats. It's not about context. It's about stats. The numbers. But another player is going to come along. That's what they fear. That's what he fears. Giving up the spotlight, giving up the shine. He knows that another young player is going to come along and he's going to get the spotlight. He's going to get all the shine. That's why he wants his son to come to the NBA so he could ride the shine off his son. He probably already knew his son was going to go to the NBA. He probably already knew that. So he said he's going to attach himself to his son. That way he could, because you got to think, with his son coming along, just the fact that he associated with the name James and that's his son, he's going to get the type of coverage that his dad got and be just as famous just off the strength. And we got the digital age, the internet age, so they're going to follow Bronny James. And Bronny a real nigga. Everybody love Bronny James. They don't respect his daddy, but they love Bronny James, bro. He get the love and the respect. You don't see him flopping and crying and stuff. He a real nigga, bro. Wearing Jordans. How you gonna wear Jordans to your dad game when he breaking the all-time scoring record? Like, how real is that? Ask him who better between him and Jordan. He say Jordan better. Straight to his face, bro. It's a real nigga. Smoking weed online. Man say, I date a white girl or two, so what? He can do what he want. But as I said, he knows that he had to latch on to his son coming up in the NBA. So he know his son gonna get all the shine anyway, just being associated with his dad. So he said, all right, well, bet. I gotta attach on to that, to my son, because they're gonna get a spotlight to somebody else. And when they get a spotlight to somebody else, they ain't gonna talk about me no more. At least when my son come, I can attach on to that, because they're gonna keep talking about him, and they could talk about me when they talk about him. The man is calculated. He know what he doing. But somebody gonna come along, get all his stats, break all his records, and he don't want that, because they're gonna forget about him. And this story, this tweet, or this Instagram post is telling the mindset, how he really feels. He really want that praise. He want for people to miss him. He want that love like Kobe had. He want that love like Jordan got. But you will never get it, because you're trying to cheat your way. You're trying to create your own legacy. You're trying to tell us that you're the greatest. You don't get to do that. You don't get to determine you're the greatest or not. The fans do. And the real diehard fans, they respect Kobe because he earned all 5 of his championships. You hear people always say, oh, well, Kobe, he wanted to leave. He wanted to leave the, he wanted to leave the Lakers. But women tell you all the time they're going to leave. Where they go? Nowhere. He used it as leverage. Don't talk about what he could have did or if. We don't talk about if. Where was he at when he finished his career? That's all that matters. 20 years. 20 years. LeBron just retired. Leave the game. You out there barely playing defense, barely getting back, taking up a bulk of the shots, a large bulk of the shots. You got a nerve to quote Jay-Z, what more can I say? There's nothing that you can say. You just not number one on everybody's list.